Hello, hi, it's Scott, the Skincare Sherpa, the Skincare Sherpa extraordinaire, or something like that. I don't know. I think I'm probably the only Skincare Sherpa out there on the internet in the world. If not, if you know another one, please introduce us. So maybe we can team up as co-Skincare Sherpas, something silly. Anyway, I am here back for you for another recording so that you can look over my shoulder, following my footsteps on this journey that we're taking to climb the skincare brand building mountain. My goal is to help you successfully start and grow a profitable, successful skincare brand, skincare, hair care, body care, or pet care brand. Just look over my shoulder, watch what I'm doing, and keep an eye on things. Follow along with these recordings as necessary, as best you can. Don't try to jump ahead. Don't try to listen to too many at one time. Just take your time, do what I do, look over my shoulder, and we can get to the top of this mountain together. Today, I'm going to be finishing up recording on the Amazon. Some things, I don't know if it's called quite finishing up, but we'll jump back into Amazon, let you know what's going on there, and then I will also let you see me. I need to set up a shipping plan to ship the new product, the new Bear Bam product, into Amazon. So I thought it would be a good deal for you to see what I'm doing there. So let's jump over to Amazon real quick. And so here I am in Amazon Seller Central. I got here by clicking on the hamburgers and then into inventory, manage all inventory. And then once you get here, you will notice that the problem that I had before you'll notice that it was variations and it had one, and then underneath it had another bottle because it had a stranded child that was not under this parent listing here, this parent option or variation. But now, click on this down arrow, you'll see that both of the children, so this is the half-ounce bottle, and this is the 1-ounce bottle of the Bakuchiol product. They're both under this parent listing, which is what I was trying to do. Like I said before, I think it was this half-ounce bottle was stuck out here, and it just said variation 1, and the 1-ounce bottle was there. But I submitted the file, and I played around with it a little bit. I had to change something inside there because it did have 1 fluid ounce in 2 different places inside these different products, and it won't let you create obviously 2 products with the same attributes. So I had to change this one to a half ounce and this one and I left this one the full ounce, and then they merged and everything is good. So as I mentioned, I am planning on sending this half ounce product into Amazon. My shipping team has already sent this one in. 100 bottles of this 1-ounce bottle have been sent in a couple days ago, and so I just checked, and maybe we'll see it here when I move ahead in the software here. It's been delivered. It just has not been scanned in, so it's still showing here that it's inactive and out of stock. But as soon as they scan it into Amazon, it'll be available for sale, and the page will be live, and people will be able to buy it. But for now, let's walk through sending these half-ounce bottles in. So you go over here to the side, you click the down arrow, and what you want to do is send replenish inventory. And I haven't done this in forever and a day. And this is a new product, so I thought it would be perfect, but there may be some things that I have to walk through here that won't have to be set up every time, but I'll let you see what I'm doing so that you can follow along and do it yourself. And if I need to pause it, I'll pause it and jump right back in. But so here we are. This is the product here. This is inside the Send to Amazon tab or section. This is what I want to send in. It's the half ounce here. You can always check that with the ASIN and the SKU if necessary, but I can tell just by the image. And so for packing details, I'm going to be sending in individual units. And so that's 1 bottle in a bubble bag. And it says prep and labeling details needed. So let's see what it wants. I get in here, prepare your FBA items, choose a prep category. And so my product is fragile, it will be glass. And then, is the item considered hazardous material? No, it is not. And then so here it tells you, because it's glass, it wants you to place or wrap, it says bubble wrap, place or wrap each product in bubble wrap if the product is not already contained in protective packaging. So this half-ounce bottle and also the 1-ounce bottle, it does not have its own protective packaging. It does not have a box or anything like that. So we will be putting it in those bubble bags that you peel a little tape off of and then they seal. So I'm going to click save that, and then it says who preps the units, and so that me, the seller, will be prepping the units, and who labels the units, that will be the seller as well. And by labeling, it's talking about those, there'll be an opportunity here to print these labels out, but the labels are the labels called the FNSKU labels, and that's what Amazon uses when it receives each item in. So someone in the warehouse will scan it, or the computer or a robot will scan it, and then that just how it counts how many units are come in, and it also tells the robots and where to put the product when it gets in what box or what bin it goes in, so that they can keep track of it. So we will be prepping the units. You have the option here of Amazon prepping your units as well. You send them in and Amazon does all the work for you, but obviously they're going to charge you for that, and sometimes it's better to just be in control of things yourself, especially at the beginning. I always found it helpful to do something several times before I tried to outsource it, because that way I would know the ins and outs, I would know the gotchas, I would know what needed to happen first. If you just send something out to someone else the very first time and you never do it yourself, then you really don't know what could go wrong. You don't know what hiccups could happen. And then you also realize by doing it yourself, you also realize if someone else is doing it properly. So you don't really know if you don't do it, you have to fold it this special way. And if you haven't done it yourself, you can't instruct someone else a special way to fold it. Or if they fold it a different way, you would never know that's not the way that it's supposed to be done. Plus, when you do it yourself, you can figure out how much it's worth it to have someone else do it for you. You're doing it yourself and it may be a pain at the beginning, but when you grow and get bigger and someone wants to charge you $1 or $2 a bottle to do that, then you say, okay, yeah, that's a good use of my money. Or you may say $2 a bottle, no, I can do it myself for 10 cents, so I'm going to keep doing it. Or hire a kid of mine or a neighborhood kid or someone anywhere from your church. It could be anyone that you hire to do it. You just have a better sense of how much something should cost you when you're doing it yourself. So from here, from packing details, I'm going to click on save, and that fills in the information and the action here. Prep required bubble wrap. Seller will be preparing units. It will be the Amazon barcode, and I will put that on by seller, and then print. So the expiration date is something that you set up when you are filling out all of the product information. You have to let it know, if you recall from seeing before, you have to let the system know if the product expires, and if so, how long till it expires. And so on these products, skincare products usually have a 2-year expiration date from the time that they're opened. That little icon on the jar, on the label, there'll be a little jar on there with it'll be an open jar, and it'll say 24M on it for 24 months. And so what I always like to do is I always like to make the expiration date be the end of that calendar year. So just so that I know at the end of every year I need to change the expiration dates and have, be planning ahead for all the places that the expiration dates are. So for this expiration, I'm just going to say 12/31/2025. So this is currently, this is the end of 2023, and 2 years from now will be the end of 2025. And so that is good enough. We'll be sending in 100 units. And once you do that, then you click on ready to pack. And then, okay, so it knows that you want to send in 100, expiration date December 31st, individual units. And now it says pack individual units is the next step. So I will click on that. And it says you can start packing now. These SKUs can be packed together. So one SKU, that's this half-ounce bottle, and 100 units. It says packing information. How many boxes will these units fit into? And depending on how many you are sending in, so it'll help you determine whether everything will fit into one box or multiple boxes will be needed. I think 100 units can fit into one box. It's important to have packed this up ahead of time, just so you'll be able to figure these things out, or you could just have a sense of how big your units are and how big the boxes are. But so I'll click on here. I said everything will fit into one box. I will confirm that. And then it's going to ask you for the box dimensions in inches. So I won't actually send this in now, but let's say it's a 12. Oh no, let's say it's an 18 by 18 by 18 box. And the box weight is 25 pounds. Confirm packing information. Click on that. And then it says, all right, so SKUs already case packed, 0 units, 0 boxes. Packing information for these SKUs will provide in step 1. Okay, we don't need to worry about that. And just click on confirm and continue. It's confirming the fulfillment centers, confirming what needs to be done. And now everything is popping up. So the step 2 that we're coming up to is confirm shipping. So let's say we're going to ship it out tomorrow, the 2nd, and it wants to make sure that that's okay. It's just trying to get an idea of, when the shipment would come. And then you have here under shipping mode, it's small parcel delivery, which is what it will be most times. It says starting at $9.34, which is really, really cheap shipping. Amazon gets preferred rates through their shipping partners. The other option is less than a full truckload, but we won't have anything near that amount. And so the next step is you get to select the shipping carrier. And mostly, I always just use the Amazon shipping partner. Pickup cost is not included with the rate, but it's $9.34, so that's not so bad. And at our facility, the UPS, which is what it typically comes by every day, because we're receiving things, and they just pick up the shipments when they are there. Otherwise, when I was doing it personally, I would pack everything up and then I would just take it to the UPS store. I wouldn't schedule I would not schedule someone to come pick it up from me. I would just take it there on my own, just to save a little money and kind of be a part of the process. So here it says the numbers of shipments. There's just going to be one shipment, because it's just going to be one box. And so it's saying that it's going to go to this fulfillment center here, ORF2, the address, and that's in Chesapeake, Virginia. And it gets the prices again. And then here, accept charges and confirm shipping. I don't want to click on that because I'm not going to do that right now. This was just an example. I just need to make sure. I don't know if it's actually going to be one box, and I don't know if it's actually 25 pounds. So I was just using it as an example for you. But if those details were correct, you would click on here, accept charges and confirm shipping, and move forward. The next step is to print the box labels. And once you get in there, so what will happen is, well, maybe I can do it. Let's just see what happens. Accept charges and confirm shipping. I can always cancel it, I suppose. I don't think they make you pay if no one ever comes to pick it up, or if it's not appropriate. I hope I'm not messing up something, but it's only $9.34. So, the things I do for my Sherpettes, spend $9.34 unnecessarily, or maybe necessarily. Let's see. So let's scroll down here. Step 1 done. 1B packed everything. Small parcel delivery. Just confirming everything looks good. That is perfect. If you needed to change anything, you could do it here in the view or edit contents. But everything looks great. So print box and shipping labels. So you have the choice of here of either thermal printing or printing this out on a 8.5 by 5.5 inch US letter. And so that's what I would normally do. I would always get those little clear plastic sleeves from UPS, and I print it up on a piece of paper and fold it in half, and then just stick that in there. That's the shipping. That's the shipping label for it. So I'm gonna say print. Let's see what happens here. It's gonna ask me or make me print something that I don't really want to print right now. But yeah, so this is what you get. So it just shows you, here's this is the shipping label. So just fold that in half. And this is the, yeah, so actually I would either stick it all in one. So what I did was I would stick it all in one of the big sleeves, because I think they need to see this information as well. So when they scan it in, they'll know who it's coming from and what that's all about. So I print that out, and that's what I would use on the box. And then so the next thing is, what does it ask me to do here? I don't think I need to view tracking details. What's next? Apply the correct FBA box ID label and carrier label to each box. So that's what I just showed you. One of them is for the UPS driver to scan and know where they're taking it, and the other one is for the FBA so they can scan it and know. Hand your boxes to your carrier by dropping them off. Yep, and then track your shipment using the links below. That is perfect. Now let me just find here, I'm gonna pause for 1 second and find out how you print because I don't see it here, print the FNSKU labels that need to go on each box. Okay, I found it. It was trying to hide from me, but I'm a good finder. So it's back here. So this is where we were on this screen. It's back at the very first step, I believe it is. Yeah. So in this very first step, where it's talking about where it asks you to confirm the inventory to send, right here under the information, I had mentioned it before, by seller, print SKU labels. So what you want to do is you want to click on that. And then you get to choose if you're using a thermal printer or a standard printer. And this is 30 up labels, 1.5. And it gives you all the different sizes. So the labels, I used to just buy them from Office Depot. And I think they were these 30 up labels, 1 inch by 2 and 5/8 inches. I believe that's what they were. But whichever ones that you get, either make sure you buy these, or whichever ones you get, just make sure you select that here, because they don't know how many to print out there for you. But then you want to tell it how many. So we're sending in 100, and you click on print, and what it will do is it will create this file for you. You see how these are. So when you print them, just make sure everything is loaded properly in your printer, and it will print these labels off perfectly on your labels. And so then you'll just need to peel off each one of these and stick it on the bubble bag before you pack it. The other thing that you will need to do is you can either use a sticker or one of those label gun type of things, is what I did after I stopped using the sticker. Is because the expiration date has to be on the outside of the bubble bag. And so sometimes what we can do, I'm jumping around, but sometimes what you can do is you can create a template like this, this one that you see here, and figure out a way to print the label, to print the expiration date on these labels here so that they're not covering up anything important. So like perhaps right here where it says new, if you had a piece of paper and you could type some dates on here and practice around with it a little bit until you figured it out, you could put exp .12/31 in this spot and this spot and this spot on a piece of paper on all these spots, so that you could run these labels off first, and then have those expiration, then run these labels through again as if it were another piece of paper, and it would print those expiration dates on there. I hope that makes sense. Or the other thing that you can do is just get some small labels or some of those round labels and have those printed and use those to stick on there. Or like I mentioned, I would just use a label gun, and I would just adjust the date to the right date, and then as I get them, I would just use that label gun to stick them on quickly onto each of the bottles. So you have a few different options there, but you just need to make sure that you have these FNSKU barcodes labels on the bubble bag, as well as the expiration date on the outside. And so once you've done that, you click print, and so it prints those out for you. And then you have everything, you are ready to go. You have filled in all the information on the units. You've confirmed the shipping. You have the box labels printed. You put that information on the box once it's sealed up, and then everything is ready to go. Then you just drop off the units at the UPS or give it to your UPS driver if they're coming by, and your units are off to Amazon. They should be checked in, just depending on if it's busy, holiday season, what's going on. It only takes a few days for it to get there, but if it's busy, it can take them some time, a week or two, even 10 days, 14 days, to check everything in and make sure it's ready for sale. So that is the shipping queue. I hope that's helpful. I hope you are going to be shipping some product into Amazon sometime soon. You're not just watching this video and then letting it overwhelm you and or doing nothing. Step by step by step. That is how we climb this mountain together. If you have not done so already, please head over to theskincaresherpa.com. Pop in your email address. I will shoot you over a link to a resource document that has any and all things that I'm talking about in these recordings on there for you. It has providers on there. It has website links. It has software, all kinds of things that I use, that I've vetted. I've tried a million different things, and these are the ones that really work well for me. And I think that would save you a lot of time in trying to research all those things on your own. Also, if you're on YouTube, please click that like button, because who doesn't like to be liked? It lets other people find out about these videos and these recordings that I'm doing to help you on your journey. Also, stomp on the subscribe button, por favor. That lets you know when other videos are released, so you can keep looking over my shoulder and we can keep climbing this mountain together. So I hope that was helpful, and I will be back really, really soon with the next recording. Until then, let's keep climbing.